If you're selling an online product, there's a lot of talk, a lot of advice. Start your YouTube, start your personal brand, but nobody actually talks about how to learn to get more sales from your YouTube, how to optimize YouTube as you would optimize your ads or as you would create Instagram content to get more sales. So there's 4 things that go into YouTube funnel. I'm just going to spit facts at you right now for like, I don't know, 10 minutes. So first thing is ideas. You want to make ideas around problems, goals, fears. Now, when you have an idea or a title now, this idea would turn into a title. So the problems, goals and fears would be specific to your target audience. For example, problem is if you're teaching high ticket closers how to get more sales, or for example, a problem would be getting too many objections, or a problem would be the call becoming combative and it's like you versus them situation. But only you can fill in this, by the way. So problem, goals, fears, fill it in. Goals, for example, let me use me as an example. You want to learn how to get more sales with YouTube. So I could say that, more sales with YouTube. Fears. Fears is different. Fears is like, you know when you set up your website on ClickFunnels and it'd be like how to do this without pain point. So fears is basically pain points. Like yeah, and you can include it in the title, include it in the idea, which is, for example, lack of knowledge. This is why I'm creating this video, because there's nobody talking about how to come up with good ideas. You'll be coming up with, I guarantee you've come up with at least 10 ideas in the past week. And 10 ideas is more than enough for 1 week. The key though is to get your notes app and just to write it down, keep writing it down, and don't be afraid to reuse ideas. If you made an idea 6 months ago and you used it straight away, 6 months later, feel free to use it, but just give a new twist onto it. Then comes the scripting part. Scripting is very important. I've made a separate video on it, but to sum it up like briefly, actually no, I'm not going to take up the editing space. Sum it up briefly, it goes into promise, proof, plan. Now this makes up the hook. Promise is basically confirming the expectations they got from the title and the thumbnail. That's the most important part of the hook. Proof is confirming that you have the credibility to be even talking about this. And then the plan is giving a plan. A plan is optional. So this is optional. Plan is only for specifically like complicated videos where you say, I'm going to talk about this. There's 4 parts to a YouTube video or a YouTube sales funnel, for example. But a plan is not necessary. Then comes the value. You want to give the wow, not the how, and then comes the call to action. Now, actually, in the value, you want to be giving call to actions. When you're giving value, like scripting, ideas, blah, blah, you want to say like, yeah, my product can solve this for you. You want to be saying that. You want to make that clear throughout the video while you're giving the value, while you're showing them all of this crazy stuff that's giving them like, wow, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. This is cool. I need to do this. They say, oh yeah, I can actually do this for you. I'm selling a product right now to do this for you. That's working and it's getting results in real time. That's what you need to put the call to actions in the value, and then also give a separate call to action. Just pitch, basically. Copy and paste your VSL little pitch into the outro as well. Then, so that is scripting and ideas, very briefly summed up, as quick as possible. Then comes the editing. There's 2 main parts to editing. There's getting the viewer to understand the concepts, so understand or comprehension. And then there's also brand identity and also engagement. So engagement means like when a viewer is watching your video, what if their dopamine receptors get bored and then they click off? That's all the engagement means. It's like keeping it engaging, keeping it cool to watch, and like your brand identity, so it's not too spammy but it's not too boring as well. It's just perfectly clean in the middle. For me, I'm using no editing whatsoever. That's because my target client is businessmen and not kids. If you're trying to target like 25-year-olds, you need editing basically, but for me, I'm trying to target 25 to 45-year-olds with a solid business that have the time and have the capacity and have the drive to be able to sit down to a video because they know they're going to learn so much. So congrats if you're still watching. But understanding, it all comes down to the editor's ability. So you, as a business owner, you should never be doing the editing yourself. Engagement also comes down to ability. The only thing you should be doing is overseeing it. For me, I came from an editing background. I used to be a short form editor, then I used to be a long form editor. So I know exactly what makes a video more engaging, what helps the viewer understand. I know how to train editors. So again, that's what I do in my program. But that's a soft call to action, no pressure. Then comes the thumbnail. For a thumbnail, it is so complicated. I have made another video talking about what makes a high ticket client click on a thumbnail. Go check it out. But for the thumbnail, to sum it up briefly, it needs to set expectations. It cannot be spammy. Do not get thumbnails that are tacky, spammy, stuff like that. If you think spending $10 on a thumbnail because it's cheaper is better than spending $50 on a thumbnail that makes you look clean and professional, you're going so wrong. Because before a person even watches your content, when they click on your YouTube channel from your Instagram, for example, they just see 15 thumbnails. They see 15 thumbnails. Imagine all of these are tacky. They're just going to get ill, click, unfollow you on Instagram, and then go back and watch a movie with them or whatever. So it sets expectations, really does. Go watch my video about thumbnails. It really does set expectations, and it's worth it to pay, you know, $40, $50 for a thumbnail. That is really good. From $20 to $50, it is definitely worth it to pay. And soon AI will be taking over, but for now, it definitely is worth it to pay for this. You know, it just sets expectations. It attracts, it qualifies. Another thing that a thumbnail should do is qualify a viewer to watch. For example, if I'm trying to attract people making 25k a month or over 25k a month, I could write that in my thumbnail and that would attract that people. Or I could disqualify people that aren't qualified. It's just ideas I'm putting out there. YouTube funnel is completely freestyle, completely mix and match. There is no content that will put off your audience. I've said this in my previous video. There is no content that will put off your audience. Don't be scared to try. Don't be scared to incorporate new things. Try new thumbnails, try new editing, try new scripting. Just do any idea that works, because there's no content that will make a viewer go from really interested to not interested. Any kind of content will be at least a 1 out of 10 on that scale I talked about last video. There's a nurturing scale, 1 to 10. 1 being it nurtures them a little bit, 10 being they're ready to buy after that video. Ideally, you want every video to be 8, 9, 10. But even if your video is a 1, it's still worth it, because there will be that client that jumps on the video that is already at a 9, then they get pushed up to the 10 and then they buy from you. So there's no content that puts off a viewer. Description is so important. Believe it or not, YouTube also has SEO just like Google. And when a client, for example, when a lead searches up, for example, how to scale my agency to 100k a month, guess what? My client, Boyu and Zhao, will be the first person to pop up, because I've optimized his description so well to pop up. And then the great thing about SEO in descriptions is that the people that click on them have an aggravated pain point. This is the whole point of sales. When you start a sales call, you ask what the problem is, you try to aggravate that problem, you try to see like the consequence of this problem, how the time, the money, the consequences of all of this are really bad, and you're the solution. You're trying to like fill the gap. You're trying to show the transformation. That's exactly what SEO does. They're already problem aggravated. It's bringing them in, and then you present that solution that you're the transformation. And also in the description, you want to link your call to action. I was trying to find it there. You want to link your call to action. But yeah, this is basically summed up as quick as possible how to get more sales from YouTube, how to learn to get more sales from YouTube. For scripting and ideas, you want to learn copywriting, and you also want to watch other people. But this is mainly you. The ideas is mainly you. You have as many ideas as you can think of. Just make sure you write it down and you process it to be able to make it into digestible videos. For editing, that's the editor. Just hire a good editor. Thumbnail, that's the editor as well. But you should know that a thumbnail should set up expectations and qualify and make you look professional. I'm not even gonna cut out the time I'm writing this, because I want you to take this in. Professional. Let that sink in. You need to be professional. Professional. I don't know why I said it like that. But don't spend $10 on a thumbnail when you could spend $30, $40, $50 and get such a sick thumbnail. Then the description. To learn how to do the description, I didn't really learn. I just use ChatGPT, overload with keywords, and then give a call to action at the end. And you'll be ranking first. Think about what your client will be searching up for as well. An ideal client would be searching up how to do this, right? Think about when you were younger and you were in your lead's shoes, for example. You would be searching up how to scale to 100k a month, or how to get more referrals, or how to, I don't know, productize your service, for example. That's a really good one. And if you can just make the title that, and then also the first 3 lines of SEO, top 3, I'll just write 1, 2, 3. The top 3 lines, have those keywords in, you'll be ranking first, and your video will perform well, and it will come together really nicely as part of a YouTube sales funnel that will convert more viewers and nurture them into paying clients. So thanks for watching. Scroll down and you'll see my website. Click on it and you can check it out. If not, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you soon.